Hi, Vanessa. How are you? I'm so glad that you could join me here today. How are you doing?
Hi, I'm good, Trish. How are you?
I'm very good. Thank you. I love that you've decided to take the opportunity with me. We're going to talk a little bit about the experience that you've had over the last couple of months as you've been part of what I call the Triple E coaching program, Expertise, Empowerment, and Expansion. It's a women's only program that I run. And you've been
Yes,
part of that since last October. And we're
yes.
going to talk a little bit today about your experience. But just before we get into that, I would love for you to briefly introduce yourself. Tell us who you are, what you do, and what do you love about what you do.
Sure. My name is Vanessa Mohammed, and I'm the proud owner of Bikini Cabana. Bikini Cabana, it's 10 years old, and I specialize in women's resort clothing and swimwear. And I have just recently got into men's, so just about a year ago. And I do a little bit of design. I also design women's resort wear, and I really love to make women look and feel beautiful.
Absolutely. And you do have some of the most beautiful things in the store, as well as a beautiful sense of style yourself in terms of
Thank
dressing
you.
women. And that's you
Thank you very
definitely
much.
on a mission to help women feel beautiful. So great to have
Yes,
you here.
yes.
So Vanessa, tell us a little bit about when you decided to join this Triple E coaching program. What were you struggling with, and what was it that brought you to the program? What were you looking for? What were you struggling with?
S- So I want to say the last 6 months of last year, I found business just got really very challenging. And I felt that there was something that I was not doing, and I didn't know what it was. There was definitely something missing because, of course, my sales were affected. And so I thought that there was something that I needed to do because I couldn't figure out what was missing, what I wasn't doing, what areas that I was weak at, and what I could improve on. So I thought that I needed to reach out to someone for help.
Yeah, I love that. And so you came to this program with a goal, which was a professional goal to talk about your
Correct.
business, to talk about expansion in your business. But I love just
Yes.
in the words that you've just used to talk about what brought you to the program. You knew you wanted to do something with the business, but I think you were also very self-aware that that meant that you needed to do some personal things differently as well. Like you talked about you
Correct.
needing to do something different and you wanting to make some
Yes.
changes. It wasn't just separate and apart from you, but you very much saw yourself as part of.
Correct, because essentially the business is really me, right? I mean, I own my business myself. I don't have any partnerships in my business. And when you work alone, sometimes we struggle to make decisions because it's just you alone. There's not a panel or a partner or a group to turn to. So a lot of the times you struggle with decisions.
Absolutely, absolutely. So tell us, it's been a couple of months. You just kind of the program's just come to an end for you. What is your single biggest success? What are you most proud of that you have achieved or in the process of achieving in this program? What are you most proud of?
I would say, and it's actually something really simple, I would be clarity. Because when I started the program, what I thought I needed when I was finished, my goals had completely changed. So it was really not what I needed. And what I'm most grateful for is the clarity in moving forward, clarity in decisions of where I want my business to go, what's lacking in my business, what's needed in my business. And that's a big thing for me. I'm really so happy today to know that, okay, I know what's lacking, what's missing, and how I need to move forward.
Yeah, I can definitely see that emergence of clarity for you over the couple of months has definitely helped to boost
Correct.
and let leash your own confidence in terms of decision
Correct.
making and just having resolve and knowing where you were going and knowing what direction you're going in. And that clarity has brought a lot of, in
Definitely.
some ways, peace and acceptance with what you're
Of
doing with
course,
the
totally.
business.
And it's also helped with confidence as well, because being not sure and not sure what's missing and what you're doing wrong when you think that you're doing your best, it's also demotivating and it makes you feel down and out and you feel defeated. So that's definitely put that behind me and I'm moving forward with confidence.
Lovely, lovely. So tell us a bit more. You've already started talking about it already, but what are some of the things that have changed or shifted for you personally as a result of doing this program? What are some of the things that maybe you thought or felt before and now you think and feel differently afterwards? What are some of the things that have changed or shifted for you?
Well, yeah, so a lot has shifted for me because what my goal setting in the beginning of the program for me, what I initially thought I wanted, I needed was actually not what I needed. So I'd started off in achieving my 12-week goals and I'd started the process. And then during the course of the months, I realized that I wasn't able to achieve my goals because it just was not the right time and fit for the business, right? Because of course, some of my goals had a financial cost attached to it and it just didn't make sense at the time. And then of course, going past the last couple of months, my goals have now completely changed. And the initial goals that I had, they're still there and they are still things that I'm gonna do. But I think they are now better suited for like a later date, like not more, I would say March, April. And the goals that I had initially started, I now have a new bunch of goals now that I have for 2024, which are more directed to exactly what I think I need in the business.
Absolutely. So for you, you definitely went through a process of shifting. I mean, what you're calling goals and what we talked about in the program is milestones and outcomes, but the specific things that you were doing in order to achieve a much bigger goal, right? So there was some very specific, tangible, tactile shifts that you made around your planning and what you were going to do when. Were there other shifts that happened for you maybe more personally? Because like I said in the beginning, you embarked on this recognizing that there were things you needed to do in the business, but also recognizing that you too would have to grow and change. What were some of the shifts or the learnings that you had on a personal level?
I mean, it's just so many different things. One of the little things that you had done with us is just every day doing like a daily gratitude tracker and what do you want to get done at the end of the day and what do you want to get done at the end of the week. And it sounds so simple, and in retrospect, we really should do that every day, but sometimes we get so caught up and we get so busy that we don't get it done. But when you actually just do those little things, you don't feel clouded, you have clarity because you're like, okay, this is my goal for the week, this is my goal for the day, this is what I'm so thankful and grateful for every day. And one of the other things that I want to say that I'm really grateful for as well is like on a morning, or just a couple of times during the week, I try to just take a couple of minutes for myself. And now I'm actually for the first time doing podcasts and just trying to like learn more, but just not by reading a book, but just by listening on marketing and your also podcast as well, which I think is great. And that's also been a very new thing for me, and the things that we heard the girls talk about and ChatGPT. So all those little things that I now do personally for myself, I think that was also a great asset in doing the program because it was something that I always said I wanted to do. I always wanted to learn more, but I just really never took the time to do it. So now when I'm in a car, I try to listen to a podcast maybe 2, 3 times a week. And then the course is finished. But this morning when I woke up, I wrote what am I grateful for? And then I wrote what I wanted to get done for the day. I haven't written what I wanted to get done for the week as yet, but those little practices, they're really such good practices that we should just keep throwing and moving forward.
Yeah, I love that you bring up our positive habits that we practice in the course, sort of building positive habits, and how much those simple little actions have a big impact on your ability to achieve your overall goals, as well as how you feel about yourself, right? So they have a big impact on how we feel about ourselves, and that gives us the encouragement and the motivation when we feel better about ourselves to actually tackle hard things as well at work. So they may not seem like they are obviously come intertwined, but they so are. And I love that you brought that up. Whether it was gratitude or whether it was finding inspiration through new and different avenues. I think those are great things to call out. Thank you.
Definitely.
So the last thing I want to ask you, Van, is who are the type of women that you think would benefit from this program? And if you had the opportunity to talk to one of them, what would you say to someone who was thinking of joining this Triple E Women's Only Coaching Program?
So I would say it would be like-minded women, because one of the things that I loved about this whole program was having one-on-one sessions with you and having group chats and conversations with other like-minded women. And when I felt stuck and I wasn't sure of something, a question or a new project I wanted to work on, or just an idea or thought I had, it was so great to get feedback from other women. So I want to say it's great for like small women in business. Even if you're in a big company or whatever, and you're struggling with your goals or you wanted to try something new, but you're not too sure if you want to do it, I would 100% recommend women in business, directors, small businesses. It helps so much.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. Definitely, we've seen all the women in your group, in your cohort, blossom and grow, make bold moves and take big moves
Yes.
and grow not only in what they've achieved in terms of their results, but also in their confidence, in their outlook, and sort of real changes in terms of just stepping into owning their own power, I think is what we
Yes.
really have seen. So thank you so much for that.
Thank
I just want to
you.
say, Vanna, I want to say thank you so much for joining me today to tell me a bit about your experience in this program. I look forward to seeing the wonderful things that are going to be coming out of Bikini Cabana in the next few months, and to
Thank you.
enjoying, celebrating, making women beautiful. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for having me, and thank you for your time on this journey. It's been amazing. It's been amazing working with you, and I wish you success on your next coaching session.
Thank you. Same to you, honey.